Okay guys, just thought I'd do a video preview again. Haven't done one for a while since had a couple of things going on, but thought I might jump back into it. So picked a few out, nothing at any great value. A couple would sort of might be worth an interest bet at a bit of odds I'll throw out, but just the general info. Rails out 9, the entire good 4. It's about what is the time? About sort of 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning. It's meant to be sort of mid-20s today. Fine day. Showers are forecast for tomorrow, so but even get a bit of rain, it's not going to be too wet, so I think we can safely assume things will be okay. As for a best bet, I'm going to stick with Fragment. Obviously it was pretty average last time when he was truckloaded off the map into odds on. Importantly, he steps from 1200 to 1400. He's had 2 goes at 1400 and been a tragedy beaten in both. So he drew actually barrier 1 on both occasions. So and that's all that beat him in both those races. Over 1200 he has to be ridden along to stay in touch, so 1400 lets him sort of travel more his type of tempo, so he travels on the bit. So he's had 2 1400 starts for 2 seconds. Actually, we might go and have a quick look at them. Race 7, Fragment. You see, it's virtually only the so the second in Hobart. He's here in the Lata family colours, the orange with the white cap. So he's jumped out okay. The computer running average as per normal. So you just keep watching. It's just on the home turn. And as I said, his horse who just keeps finding under pressure as well, so he just doesn't get out here. Yeah, there's no doubt he should have won this and won it quite comfortably. So he's almost out there. Gets stood on his head. And by the time he gets out and charges, the race is all over. You know, if he had free running all the way, there's no doubt he wins that. And pretty similar thing happened in his other 1400 metre run. Rail was at 9 metres this time as well, over the 1420. So barrier 1 again.
Last one to come up is Minute Repeater.
So he's jumped out okay. So his leader's back again. This way. I might just let it roll from here, and virtually exactly the same thing happens here. You can see he's actually travelling a bit here, which he never does in 1200 metre race. He just keeps coming and coming. So he's lost all momentum again. You see, and Hugo's here is off and gone whilst Fragment has to feel round. You can see like 1400, you can see how strong he is late, so the distance is no issue whatsoever. You know, they bet sort of even money in a similar grade last time. He got beaten, even though he ran 5th, and the run did look quite plain on paper, beaten a length and a half. His sectional times were still at least as good as anything in the race, and if it was any normal horse going from 1200 to 1400, he'd probably be the one from that race, even though he got beaten. So I think we can get him around evens again. Worth buttering up Fragment in the 1400 metre race, race 7. Just from the other races, I found it difficult to find a good thing. The one speed map horse is Bolt Out of the Blue. Actually, we'll just click on the speed map here. I haven't actually looked at this yet. It just is in barrier draw audience. He draws barrier 2. You've got Central Arrow, who I think it's led in every start it's had. Acronym always pushes forward. Liffey Bow, been riding it with cover lately, so maybe, I think this, yeah, sort of, and I think we've got Welcome Invader will probably push forward out wide. So, all being said, like, he looks guaranteed to lob box seat, so, and his last run was full of merit. It was a bit of a bunch finish, but still a bit of merit, and he was heavily backed as well. So
A little bit of movement as the tackler out wide. They stand well.
There he is here. So if we just, so in this race I envisage him sort of being box seat from the barrier draw, as opposed to here. And if we just watch him from here on, doesn't have any luck at all in the straight. I think he gets out here, yeah, he wins the race. And gets going again late. As I said, it's pretty much a bunch finish, so you're always a bit worried with form in that type of thing, but I don't think there's too much doubt he should have gone very close to winning. And he's probably the one speed map horse on the card, as we pointed out. He's guaranteed to get a soft run trailing the speed, and I think if the gaps come at the right time, I think we should be fine. One at a bit of value that pointing out is in the Citizen Cup, and it's in the form of Flash Missile. Actually, I was looking at its replay here before. Should get good value, like it's drawn well. Just its last run, pretty similar field.
Right.
So it jumps out, I think it's in gate 4 on this occasion. Yeah, here it is here with the nose roll. So it takes up a handy position. So it is like perfect spot early. Now like it's going to be sort of near double figures, you'd imagine. You know, like slobbing on a perfect spot here, like 1 out, 2 back. And we'll just, you can see when the 3 wide line comes now, it stays, thought of coming out there and went back in. And virtually gets shuffled out to second last. So you can see it's in the middle here still with the nose roll, outside Il Da Vinci in the black colours. You can see it gets spat out back here. Yeah, so it's virtually back to last on the turn. Follows Il Da Vinci through, like doesn't go as well as him, but you see Smoke and Whiskey's run up to him in the last 200. Flash Missile's stronger in the last 50 metres. Now I think we can do far worse, have something on Flash Missile in race 5. And the other one I've actually had an interest on early is in the Magic Millions 2-year-old. I had something on Triple Strip. Obviously it's hard to pot the form of the favourite. How long Salary ran 3rd behind Mystic Journey and GG second over, who those 2 horses came out and ran 1st and 2nd in the Elwick Stakes on Hobart Cup Day, so impossible to pot the favourite, but I just think Triple Strip should definitely be 2nd favourite. Beat GG's Pengala on Taboos, sort of goes okay. Since had 2 trials, and just dead set jogged around. Actually, we might have a look at them. So we'll just open it in a new tab. A couple of Longford trials. I think it was trial 2 on both occasions. So I should have had these a bit better prepared. Here it is, here in the green colours. You see, he's not there with brilliant early toe, but as I mentioned, he just dead set jogs around. Now, time was pretty average here. I think it was more than a second slower than any other trial on the day, so you got a query. At least you know he's going well, but and the other trial must have been in this day, and trial 2. You got a 3-year-old of Aiden Nuns on the inside here. He's failed a couple of times since, but
3-year-old is ready to go here. Trial number 2, and away they go.
Last time, which was a dead set.
Beginning well in the centre of a line, Ballistic Chill showing speed from out wide. Triple Strip is coming across with him.
He did win
Oh So Needy in third spot. Border Protection down along the rails. And 4 lengths away in last spot, we had GG's Daydream and GG with the rails advantage from Triple Strip, the outside second. They're 3 lengths clear over Oh So Needy. 4 lengths away to Border Protection, and then out at the tail end of the field was GG's Daydream and GG's Rock Opera. But at the 100, Triple Strip the outside and Ballistic Chill the inside there, stride for stride. We've on the inside Ballistic Chill showing enough to defeat Triple Strip. Oh So Needy at distant.
At the odds, like I think it's worth a throw at the stump, so I just think it deserves to be odds on along Sally, but Triple Strip should be a lot closer. I'm not one to draw too much into jockey decisions because they change for different reasons. But Jason Masculine Road Tiesto is actually, I think it's 4th favourite. Yeah, $10. Yeah, on its debut, trained by his grandfather, owned by his mother, and he's jumped off to ride Triple Strip, who I've been calling a male. I think all the good 2-year-olds are fillies, so I should know better than that. But so that's probably sort of reads sort of a little bit into that as well. So yeah, but I just think at the odds it's worth a small bet. I reckon they'll probably start about 160 and $4 around that type of thing. So and Cornella's probably a good play as well. Triple Strip out along Sally. So just recapping then, we'll just stick with a 4. The best bet in the 7th in the form of Fragment. Anything around even money I reckon's fair. Bold out of the blue. Hopefully get about sort of $5 open race. And just from a speed map perspective, I think we'll just needs a bit of luck in running. And the one at a bit of value is in the Citizen Night Cup in the form of Flash Missile. So back to, on the minimum, like my old mate's Striking Prospect him a huge favour the other day, but you can see that he's a benchmark 60 carrying the same weight as benchmark 72 horses. So big ask, as impressive as he was, but I always said with these huge, big, giant horses, they're better off drawing wide. Like he's being three deep the trip, he can keep his stride going and stuff like that. So he's much better off actually out 3 deep than, as strange as it sounds. So, but yeah, no, but Flash Missile, and in the second, just something on Triple Strip at the odds. So that might just wrap it up there. I might try and keep these things going, as it does make me do form a bit sort of more in depth, and so I don't come out looking like a total moron. So anyway, guys, we'll wrap it up there, and until next time, we'll see you later. Cheers.